Good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. This is a live telecast both in YouTube as well as LinkedIn. One important question asked as a supply chain professional why I should learn Python. Okay, maybe if you are in executive level, you have to watch this. If you are at a clerical level or operating level, this video or session may not be important. So I assume most of you, 80% of the time, will be sitting in front of the computer. Possibly, you are doing something on your computer as an executive. I believe you are not doing any clerical work like entering the data or taking out the data. It is not your job. There are a lot of unskilled or semi-skilled people available to do this job. Okay, why employers are keeping you with a higher salary, or if you want to enter a major organization, then they expect something more, not for a data entry. Possibly you may be using some ERP, sometime you may be also using Excel, but that may not provide you complete benefits of the data. Okay, that's where you need to do the data. Of course, you may also say, for me, Excel may be sufficient. What else I need? Of course, the foundation is Excel. If you know Excel, it is fine. But I find most of the people misuse Excel. They know maybe 10 or 20% using simple tables, calculation, and pivot table. All that are basic. If you say you are using macro or what if analysis or solver, then it is fine. You may be doing balance 80%. But on the other hand, you have to keep in mind that sometimes data will be huge. You may not be able to handle any data. Maybe your current company is small, or number of codes or number of transaction handled is less, then it is fine. If you want to enter a large organization where number of codes is high, Excel cannot handle. This is where you need Python. You can import this data into Python easily and do some analysis, which is not possible in Excel. This is what I am trying to show you in Python. We normally use a platform for Python called Google Colab, in which we import the data. For example, in the supply chain, what are the critical things? I want to know what material will become critical, or which supplier may become default. Like this, there are a lot of prediction problems are possible. And if I know something is going to be a problem next week, then I can alert or make a alternative arrangement to such situation. So these are all called classification problem. So let me attach the screen and show you one sample data. It can be used for multiple the activities in supply chain. So let me show the Google Colab file, in which I have imported a data. You can see the Excel table appears more or less similar in the format, and any number of format lines or records can be imported with relative ease. If you have a used data in Excel, it can handle. So we can perform some exploratory analysis, finding how many fields are there, whether all the records are available, what is the statistical data on the data. For example, count, how many is there, mean, standard deviation, minimum maximum value, and percentile value. Is any data is duplicated? Is there any record which is not having any entry? And then I can make a graphical representation. Normally in Excel, it takes time putting it to one place, make a lot of time. So we do something called univariate analysis, like comparing given data and break into smaller details. And also we do bivariate analysis, means dependent and independent variable we compare. For example, if you say this particular problem material will become shortage, yes or no, then what are the factors which can influence this? we are trying to analyze and fit to one data against another data, and plot them in different format. Maybe by seeing this, you will get an idea of what is happening, so that you can make some advanced arrangement. Okay, either you can do supplier wise or material wise, or you have many such issues. Okay, so this type of graphical representation is not very easy in Excel, though you can do it, putting the one particular set of a data and show in a visualization format. It takes time, but you can see multivariate analysis, more than two variables, how it affects the final output. Okay, all this can be done either graphically or tabulation form, and the visually you can also represent the data. And then what is more important, which you may not find in Excel or any other languages, you have lot of ready made algorithm available in Python. If you know Python plus some form level of machine learning, then you can see various algorithm, just import and feed the data and find the result. Or you can predict, for example, in this particular case, since it's a classification problem, I have used many algorithm and then try to find out which is giving a better result. Possibly some knowledge about statistics, what are this algorithm, study is required. Okay, it's not only studying Python, but allied topic should also be studied if you need to become more knowledgeable. I have used some of the algorithm like logistic regression algorithm, naive Bayes algorithm, KNN classification algorithm. Okay, you are not writing a code actually. You should know which algorithm where to use. They are all available readily in Python. You have to just import the library or algorithm and start working on it. And depending on the result, you may have to choose any one and then apply your data and find out, predict whether this will happen, yes or no, yes or no, what kind of material we have problem. Like this, fourth one is called support vector mission, fifth one decision tree classification. Okay, meanwhile you can also put various graph. Then you have bagging classification algorithm, random forest classification, gradient boosting classification, and everywhere we find out the accuracy of this each of this model with respect to your data. And then finally we are going to select which is the best one, which will be a model. Then finally I am going to get a result out of it. uh, this is just to give some basic idea of what we are going to do. If you say why I have to learn Python, I am an expert in supply chain, you have to wait for some more time to see the impact, because already it is happening. Many of the organization, they are calling this position supply chain analyst or inventory analyst, supply analyst. So you are not doing any more clerical work. When there is a data, you are supposed to analyze, predict, or forecast, or take preventive measures in advance. That's going to be your function. And it need not be that only juniors can do. It's applicable for all level, whether you are in junior, middle, or senior level. This is going to be very critical. And not only learning the language, here you should also understand how to apply it to the actual supply chain situation. Because in learning, I have seen a lot of program, including free programs are available in Udemy. Unfortunately, they title it as a supply chain analytics. The person who is training is not from supply chain background, then he cannot answer anything related to supply chain. And most of the programs are recorded, and you will not have an opportunity to talk to the trainer. We have one of the world's best supply chain analytics program. Maybe if you are interested, you can contact our executives. And the future is going to be different. You cannot say I am going to only manage with Excel. That time is gone. And some of the organization already remove Excel in a supply chain executive function. You are not supposed to use Excel, then there is no choice. You may have to go in for other coding background. So anyone watching any question, you can type in the LinkedIn comments or YouTube chat so that I can clarify. I'm available for any queries, clarification, career advice for supply chain professionals' growth. So if there are no queries, see you again